are risks in using some third-party APIs and components in our web applications, but there are also risks in using devices with embedded HTTP servers or web applications. Think of IoT devices or industrial control system devices. There are risks in everything. So what we're going to do here is we're going to take a look at the Shodan.io website. This is a website that goes out and scours the internet seeking devices that are visible. So whether it's an HTTP embedded web server in an IoT device or embedded in a network printer, or whether it's an IoT video surveillance camera, a baby monitor, a smart fridge, whatever the case is, it all gets indexed and picked up by Shodan.io, which allows us then to explore those devices. So as an example here in the Shodan website, I'm going to click Explore. And when I do that, I have a number of categories shown here, like industrial control systems, databases, video games, and even here webcams. So for example, if I click webcam, here I'll be able to get a listing of webcams that were discovered through Shodan.io, and these webcams will exist all around the world. Now, just because they're listed here doesn't necessarily mean they're vulnerable, but they could be. So for instance, here we have a video surveillance webcam device in Romania, specifically in Bucharest, and we see some SSL certificate information. Yes, SSL is enabled, and it's an embedded web server, an HTTP web server stack. Now, what we want to be careful of is the fact that web server versions are being reported back with a lot of details. This is not what we want disclosed from web applications, whether they're ones that we build at the software level, whether they're embedded in devices. If we actually click to follow through with these specific devices, we even have a listing here of ports that are open on this particular device, OpenSSH, for example. As we go further and further down, we're just learning all kinds of details about all of the components that are enabled on the web server and the specific version of those components. This is a problem. Now, over on the left, notice we have a lot of common vulnerabilities and exposures, or CVE statements, specific to devices that have vulnerabilities. So this is really bad news, is really what we're saying. Now, what we don't want to do is try to exploit any vulnerabilities on these devices, even though we might easily be able to do so. That's crossing the line when it comes to legality. Not to mention, it's just not ethical, not a cool thing to do.